After Brighton's team were picked apart in real life, we signed 3 new players to try and reinvigorate this squad. And back-to-back draws in our opening 2 games of the season against Manchester City and a last-minute equaliser against Arsenal away from home has left us in 13th place in the table with just 2 points to our name. But in today's episode, with just a few days remaining in the transfer window, with your help we make a bold decision as to which areas of the team we might want to improve. And of course, if you are enjoying the series so far, please feel free to like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Now, as you can clearly see, our defence and midfield are not actually looking too bad. But with only 2 goals to our name so far this season, granted against tough opposition, it's in attacking areas that we might need to consider improving. With a 17-year-old 70 rated Evan Ferguson leading the line for us so far in our opening 2 games, with a 5.9 rating, he hasn't exactly set the Premier League alight so far. And whilst Julio Cesar Enciso has managed to pick up a very nice assist against Manchester City in our opening game, at only 68 rated, there might be question marks over whether he's at the required level right now to take us to where we want to be. So I put the question to you, with £131 million still left in the transfer budget. Do I splash the cash on some incoming players who can immediately improve our starting 11? Or do I keep the faith in these 2 young men in the hope that they'll come good for us this season? And a whopping 77% of you have spoken and told me to keep faith in both Ferguson and Enciso, stick to Brighton's philosophy of growing and developing young talent at the club, and save that £131 million for January should I need it. So with the decision made for Ferguson and Enciso to continue to lead our line for the remainder of the season, I've decided to set some bold challenges for both of the young men. Challenge number 1 for Evan Ferguson is how much can he improve his overall rating. He's got an average of 70 at the moment, but my aim is to get him up to at least 77 by the end of the season. Of course, he's showing great potential and he's already up by +1 so far, and hopefully with me changing his development plan up to a target player to try and improve his attacking work rate, he'll be well on his way to doing so. And challenge number 2 for the young man is whether he can hit 15 goals in the Premier League this season. It's a big ask for the 17-year-old, especially as he hasn't scored in his opening 2 games and he's only got a 5.9 rating. But with me putting all my faith in him, and with you guys deciding that he's going to be the one to lead the line for us this season, it's a bold challenge, but it's what I'm confident that he can achieve. Challenge number 1 for Julio Enciso is very similar. His aim is to get up to 75 rating overall. He's at 68 at the moment and he's already gone up by 2, so he's well on his way to doing so. But with him starting at 66, it's going to be a colossal effort for him to go up by 9 points if he wants to complete this challenge. And like Evan Ferguson, with me changing his development plan to focus on being an attacking playmaker, improving his weak foot as well, not only will he be able to improve his rating, he'll also be able to achieve challenge number 2 of 10 assists this season. Having achieved 1 assist so far already against Premier League champions Manchester City, ghosting past 3 players in the process, he's shown us that he has got the potential to achieve such a lofty target. Let me know down in the comments below whether you think they will be able to achieve those targets, and let me know if you've got any targets of your own that you want to set to some of my players. For now though, it's time to get back to the football and start getting a series of games under our belts. But despite a late equaliser in the 87th minute from Pablo Maffeo and his first goal in Brighton colours, it's another draw and it's 3 games without a win in the Premier League this season. With the transfer window finally slamming shut, I thought that was going to be the end to the upheaval of Brighton's squad this season. However, just afterwards, our star man Mitoma is subject to another transfer bid. This time it's from Roma for £25.9 million. Now, having just extended the man's contract, of course I'm very keen to reject all incoming offers. And it's safe to say that the man from Japan is not happy. 2 rejections from 2 big European giants so far in this transfer window, and Mitoma wants assurances that Brighton are heading in the right direction, otherwise he may consider his future at the club. And so with that in mind, I have had to issue him with a fairly bold promise. I've assured him that we will get European football this season, and if we don't, I will allow him to leave at the start of next year. It's a big claim, it's one that Mitoma is very happy with, but with only 3 games played and only 3 points on the board, it puts even more pressure on me to try and achieve our goals this season. And so a 4-2 away loss against West Ham is not the result I wanted to follow up with. And with us following that up with a 3-2 home loss against Fulham, things just seem to be going from bad to worse, with the icing on the cake as getting knocked out of the Carabao Cup 3rd round at home to Bristol City. And so with that in mind, and with the press ramping up the pressure on me with us yet to get a win in our opening 5 Premier League games, I am taking matters into my own hands as we head to a wet and windy Molineux for our first played game of the episode. Dama Traore, the danger man for Wolves, skips past the challenge of Estupinian. He's got the pace to drive away from him as well. Finds a nice ball into Kalisic. He's unmarked, he's unchallenged, into the box. Oh, it's a huge miss from Nunez and the manager knows it. Nunez throws it to Aït-Nouri. Nice little touchdown to Kovacic. into Yao Matinho, back to Henry, lovely stuff from Wolves. almost carved us apart, almost 1-0. Going to be Matinho who's going to take the resulting corner. It's headed away by Dahoud, only out as far as Nunes, headed back into the box, and Verbruggen with another big save. Dahoud finds Pascal Gross. Gross into Evan Ferguson. Nice touch away from the defender. Into Pablo Maffeo. He's got the pace to drive into the box. Whips a good ball in, looking for someone, but Evan Ferguson wasn't there. And it was bouncing around like a pinball inside the Wolves penalty area. And we just can't get there in time for a follow-up shot. Pascal Gross, just before half-time, we've ramped the pressure up as Wimmer, back out wide to Maffeo, takes it nicely again, whips a good ball in, looking for Enciso! And Enciso with the head gets his first goal of the season in the Premier League, and he gets our first goal of the game. Maffeo with a beautiful ball into the box, and one of the smallest men on the pitch gets up ahead of the towering defender and ahead of the goalkeeper to give us a 1-0 lead. Matoma cuts back in, looks for a lovely little dink over to Maffeo. It's a beautiful ball. Has he managed to stay onside? Yes, he has. He tries to find a ball back in, looking for Evan Ferguson. And that is absolutely sensational. Well, it's another beautiful ball into the box from Maffeo. And it's another first goal of the season, this time for Evan Ferguson. Another towering header inside the penalty area. And it is now Brighton 2, Wolves 0. Evan Ferguson now picks up that ball full of confidence and lays a beautiful pass out wide to Wimmer. Can he find Enciso? He can. Enciso back in the box. I was looking for Matoma, but Estupinian in the inverted fullback role has come inside. Couldn't quite get hold of it. Evan Ferguson can. And that is a bit of a wayward pass in the end as the move breaks down. Maffeo into Enciso, full of energy, full of beans now, this Brighton team, as Pascal Gross strikes from distance. In the end, it's easily saved by the goalkeeper. Henry into Kalasic. Space out wide for Traore. If they can find him, they can. And he does have space to drive into, but Estupinian tried to get it back to him. He couldn't. Great ball in, and Maffeo was there again. And that is that as the referee blows the whistle for full time. It's a big win, our first win of the season, and it couldn't have been written any better. Our two young Scarlets with the only 2 goals to give us the 3 points. Full time it finishes. Wolves 0, Brighton 2. It's our first clean sheet in the Premier League so far, but more importantly, it's the first goal of the season for this man Enciso and striking sensation Evan Ferguson. I've just got to hope now this is the real kick-start to both of their seasons. But after following a positive result up with a 2-1 home loss against Newcastle, Leeds United also beat us 2-1 away from home before we eventually managed to get another 3 points courtesy of a 2-1 win at home against Bournemouth, with Enciso getting on the score sheet again. However, with now 9 games played and us languishing in 14th place in the Premier League with only 9 points to our name, something is clearly a problem, and that goals for tally with only 14 and a -2 goal difference is clearly the problem. Now, we've established that I am keeping hold of both Evan Ferguson and Enciso, and they will both be leading the line for me this season, but I just wonder from a formation point of view, is there more that I can do to try and get the best out of Matoma and also Patrick Wimmer on the right hand side? So I've decided to push Patrick Wimmer right the way up into a right wing position and do the same for Matoma on the left hand side as well. And in attack, with our build-up play and our chance creation both set to balance, I'm going to change our build-up play to a fast build-up, and I'm going to change our chance creation to forward runs to try and get our more attacking players in the right positions at the right time. With 2 of our best players out wide on each side, I'm going to have to stretch our width right to 70, and I'm going to encourage both Matoma and Wimmer to try and cut inside, allowing both our fullbacks to try and overlap them and join the attack down both flanks. Evan Ferguson needs to do more, so I'm going to encourage him to make more direct runs in behind the defence, and hopefully then that will allow Enciso to just free roam around that cam position and hopefully pick up some decent pockets of space to try and create some chances for us. And with a mid-table clash against Everton up next at Goodison Park, it's time to see if we can put these tactical tweaks to good use. Estupinian driving forward, and already he is finding himself far further up the pitch than he was in his opening few games as Matoma now drives into the box, looks for Evan Ferguson. Just inches away from sticking that in the back of the net. Enciso picks it up, and Estupinian in the inverted wing-back role smashes it against Pickford for an easy save. To Matoma. Back out wide to Estupinian. He is finding himself far more involved as Evan Ferguson smashes it against the defender. Should have been 1-0. Out wide to Estupinian yet again. Into Evan Ferguson. Touch, turn into Enciso. Oh, he puts it over the bar. Into Calvert-Lewin. Nice pass into Decore, who strikes from distance. Oh my word, that is sensational. Well, no surprise, he goes and celebrates with Sean Dyche and the rest of the Evertonians. From absolutely nothing, he's about 25 yards out, and he just loops it over the goalkeeper. A stunning strike to give Everton a 1-0 lead against the run of play. Into Dahoud. We're trying to strike back immediately here as Maffeo picks it up on the right-hand side. Tries to whip a decent ball in, looking for Enciso. Oh, it was a great chance, missed again. Mitoma Mitoma picks the ball up. Can we try and strike a counter-attack here? It's a beautiful pass into Enciso. Has he got the pace to get away from Tarkowski? No, he doesn't, but he continues his run into the box. Looks for Mitoma. What a save! Evan Ferguson couldn't get there, and somehow, some way, Everton are still in this game. Pascal Gross into Patrick Wimmer. Nice pass into Evan Ferguson. Gets the ball back from him. Drives into the box. Surely to score. He does score. And just like that, within a blink of an eye, as the second half starts, we are back on level terms here at Goodison Park. Well, after knocking and knocking and knocking at Everton's door in the first half, we've finally been able to bang it down inside the second half, as Patrick Wimmer escapes from the clutches of the defenders, smashes a ball past Pickford. Townsend, skipping away from the challenge of Estupiñán, continues his run, has got the pace to go past Dunk and whips a decent ball in, looking for the header Calvert-Lewin. It's easy for the goalkeeper in the end. Webster, oh, it's a poor ball to Calvert-Lewin, he gives it away, and that is cheap. And after such good play, we've just gone and gifted a goal back to Everton. Well, we did so well to get ourselves back on level terms, and that is just so cheap from Webster. It's so poor. It's a beautiful finish from Calvert-Lewin. I cannot believe it. Everton back in front. Evan Ferguson looks for Enciso, who again has picked up a nice pocket of space, finds Wimmer in space, gets it back, fires a strike. That is a sensational strike, and my word, this second half has come alive. He celebrates in front of the camera, and rightly so. He's been so much more involved today than he ever has before. We couldn't buy a goal in the first half, and two have come in the second. Beautiful link-up play between Wimmer and Enciso, and that is a sensational finish. 2-2. Mitoma into Enciso yet again. He's going to try and look for the run of Wimmer on the right-hand side. Does find the run. Wimmer continues his run. Tries to put a ball in. Looks for Evan Ferguson. Instead, almost found Mitoma, but he ended up finding the arms of Jordan Pickford. Patrick Wimmer skips away from the challenge of Mykolenko beautifully, and he's got the pace to drive down the right-hand side. We are in desperate search of a third goal here. The winner, potentially. Can he whip a decent ball in? It's not good enough, and again, it's easy for Pickford. Enciso, though, picks up a lovely pocket of space yet again, looking for the run of Wimmer. Can he find it? Yes, he can. Beautiful ball in, looking for Evan Ferguson. It's a beautiful piece of defending as Everton get it clear. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and the referee blows the whistle for full time. An end-to-end game, one that the Brighton players cannot believe they haven't managed to win. We absolutely dominated Everton for pretty much 90 minutes, but two cheap goals given away means that at full time it finishes Everton 2, Brighton 2. A disappointing result, but the stats alone tell a different story. More possession, more shots, more expected goals, more passes. And whilst I tell the media that it wasn't the result we wanted, it was the performance that pleased me the most. And it just showed that those tactical tweaks bode well for the remainder of the season. And with Enciso delighted with the amount of game time he's getting, it feels like positivity is spreading back through the Brighton squad. Enciso with his third goal of the Premier League so far. And at this rate, he'll be outscoring Evan Ferguson up front. And whilst we sit in 15th place after 10 games in the league, that performance has filled me with confidence that there is no doubt more to come from this team. But with just 2 months until the January transfer window opens, and still having £131 million in the transfer budget, again, let me know what you think. Is there anywhere in this Brighton squad that you want to see developed? Let me know down in the comments below. Who do you want to see in Brighton colours in January? And of course, if you are enjoying the series so far, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching.